everyone. It's Santomassimo with the Massimo Show. And I am pumped today, and you'll find out why in a few seconds. Let me introduce my guest, Mr. Jon Gordon. Yes, he's a husband, father, and author, and his best-selling books and talks have inspired readers and audiences around the world. He's the author of The Energy Bus, The Carpenter, Training Camp, The Power of Positive Leadership, The Power of Positive Team, and his latest, Coffee Bean. Now look, Jon believes in keeping his bio short because his past accomplishments, they're meaningless. What matters most is that he has something to say today that will inspire you to take action tomorrow.
Hi, this is Santomassimo, and welcome to the Massimo Show. The objective of the Massimo Show is to share how you can maximize your personal, professional margin. That's right. Let's make more money in less time. Let's turn chaos into clarity, confusion into confidence, and income into real wealth. Along with sharing my insight on how I grew a multi-million-dollar professional business, we're going to bring you the expert advice from a variety of authors, consultants, and thought leaders who will provide the tools you need to maximize your own personal and professional margin. Welcome to the Massimo Show.
Jon, welcome to the Massimo Show.
Rod, great to be with you, and I just love that name, Massimo.
So we are going to get right into it, Jon. Now, Jon, I got to tell you, every guest we start out with, where did you go to high school? What you like in high school? But I already know because you went to those Dan Smithtown, my arch rival high school, Long Island. So we already start off in a bad vibe. But Jon, I know you love lacrosse because you're a great athlete, because all lacrosse players are great athletes, but more importantly, you're an amazing leader. But Jon, let's give us how this all started. Really brief. Smithtown, New York. What did you love to do, and where did it take you?
Yeah, I grew up in Long Island, New York, in a Jewish Italian family. A lot of food, a lot of guilt, a lot of wine, a lot of whining. I went to high school at Smithtown East, which was the rival of your school, Ward Melville. And we used to play against each other, and Ward Melville always beat us. So that's what I remember. So at least you got the upper hand there. Ward Melville was too good. So I played lacrosse at Smithtown. I went to Cornell University to play lacrosse, and that experience changed my life. Learned a lot about culture and teamwork and just being a leader there in many ways. And then after college, I struggled, but didn't know what I really wanted to do, but opened up a restaurant in Buckhead. Then I went to go work for a .com. Before that, I actually ran for city council, went door to 7,000 houses, almost won the election, but they came at me with so much negativity and lies. I was 26 years old. I had no baggage, and yet they made up things. So now we can understand how it happens in the real world today.
Lies in politics. I can't imagine.
Yeah, happened to me back then. I'm like, all right, I'm done with politics. And then after that, so what am I born to do? Why am I here? I wasn't sure what that was yet. We moved to Jacksonville, my wife and I, Ponte Vedra Beach. And from there, while I'm working for this .com, which was based in, by the way, Cary, North Carolina.
There you go.
Which is where you live. So there's a lot of intersection here. And I lost my job during that .com crash when that company went under. And so I asked myself again, what am I born to do? Why am I here? And writing and speaking came to me. I'm like, okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. I don't care how long it takes. If it takes me 10 years to make it, at least I'll be doing something I love as I'm working towards it. And so I became a writer and speaker. Didn't know what I was going to write and speak about, but I wanted to be positive. And my wife had enough of my negativity when I was 31 years old. She's like, love you, but I'm not going to spend my life with someone who makes me so miserable. You need to change. And I had to change. And that became a real big impetus to becoming a better person, a better leader. And so I started to research ways I could be more positive, started to practice those ideas, started to write about them, started to share them. The next thing, people are reading my newsletter. I'm getting an offer to do a book. The book I didn't do very well. Did another one, didn't do very well. And so now I think my writing career is over. And I'm walking one day and the energy bus comes to me. This comes to me on a walk. I wrote that book in 3.5 weeks. And that book would change my life because so many different NFL teams, NBA teams, corporations and nonprofits and hospitals and you name it started to read this book. And I started to get brought in to speak at these different events. And that led to another 22 more books since the end.
John, I got to stop you there because that's a huge leap. you were a negative as far as you take yourself in your persona and your views. Your wife shared you had to change. And look, knowing you have to change is one thing. You actually did it, which is phenomenal. And then you transformed yourself. And then your first two efforts at your new craft, your interest struggled a little bit. And now you write this book, The Energy Bus. What was the premise of The Energy Bus and why was it so huge a success?
It's about a guy named George who's miserable and negative. His team at work is in disarray. He has problems at home and he wakes up Monday morning to a flat tire. So he's just fed up with life. And he was easy to write about because he was based on me and my own personal struggles with negativity and adversity and challenges. So George, I knew that guy. I knew that character. He has to take the bus to work, gets on the bus. He meets Joy, the bus driver. She and a cast of characters teach him the 10 rules for the ride of his life to not only become a more positive person, but a better father, a better husband. And it's about getting his team on the bus and moving in the right direction with a shared vision, focus, and mission and purpose. It's about the fact that every one of us will have to overcome negativity, adversity, and challenges to ultimately define ourselves and our team's success. So people really resonated with this message of a guy who's negative and wants to be more positive, a bus driver who guides him along the way and starts speaking life into him, teaches him about positivity, how to fuel himself every day, how to overcome energy vampires and all the negativity that we face. And that's the thing. I think the fact that it addressed negativity and dealt with it head on. So many coaches love this book because I got negativity in my team. It's sabotaging my team. We got to do something about it. Share with my team. They read it, helps the team improve. So many teams have had amazing success after reading this book. It's incredible at all different levels, the stories I hear, what happens. So it starts to resonate. Same thing with dental offices and commercial real estate offices. And I worked with a lot of residential real estate companies. And then you look at healthcare companies are using it. What happens is there's so much negativity. And that's what's sabotaging businesses and organizations and environments and cultures. And so if you can get people to be more positive, talk about the real issues, address the negativity, then you can turn around. And I think that's why the book has been so successful, because it does it in a fun way, in a meaningful way, and a concept that sticks. Get on the bus. Let's go.
Okay, John, people are listening going, what can I do? Because no doubt, especially the recording of this with the pandemic, negativity, it just permeates almost everything around us. Is there, I know we have to all read the book, The Energy Bus, or some other books that John has shared, but is there something we can proactively do, an action step, an action plan to put the switch on, to transform to being more positive?
Of course. The research shows that we can all be more positive. We're actually born with a positivity set point, just like a weight set point. Now, no matter what I do, even if I eat grass, I'm not going to be skinny. I'm just naturally like a thick person based on my genetics, but I can become the best version and most fit version of myself. The same way with positivity. I'll never be as positive as my wife. She's naturally positive. I'm not, but I could be the best version of myself and the most positive person. So yes, there are things that we can do. And what I've done over the years is literally have rewired my brain from negative to positive. And I've been so busy during this time since March. I can't believe how busy I've been because so many people are struggling with negativity and challenges and fear and uncertainty. And it's wreaking havoc on people. A lot of people are dealing with their mental health right now. So I love encouraging people. So the best advice I ever heard is from Dr. James Gills, the only person on the planet to complete 6 double Ironman triathlons. That's a double Ironman, which means you do an Ironman, a day later do another one. And the last time he did it, he was 59 years old. He was asked how he did it. He said this: I've learned to talk to myself instead of listen to myself. He said, if I listen, I hear all the fear, all the negativity, all the doubt, all the reasons why I can't finish this race. But if I talk to myself, I can feed myself with the words and the encouragement that I need to keep on moving forward. And that number one strategy right there changes everything. I'm not going to listen to those negative voices because the doubt comes in. The negativity comes in. And when I speak to professional athletes, I always ask them this question: are your negative thoughts coming from you? And they're always like, yeah, of course, they're in my head. My next question is this: really? Who would ever choose to have a negative thought? Yeah. Would you ever choose one? They're like, no, I wouldn't choose one. So where's it coming from? Consciousness. When you're sleeping, dreaming, having a nightmare, are you choosing those thoughts? When you're in the shower, you get an idea. Did you choose the thought? When a negative thought comes in and says, you're not going to get through this, it's never going to change. It's going to be like this forever. The worst is yet to come, not the best. You don't have what it takes. When those thoughts come in, they're not coming from you. You have to remember that. They come from consciousness as like this internet cloud. and we download it to our brain, the activation happens in our brain. So my advice to people is, just because you have a negative thought doesn't mean you have to believe it. Don't believe the lies. Instead, you want to continually speak truth to those lies, words of encouragement to those words of negativity. So I got this. The best is yet to come. What I've been saying all year is win today. Don't worry about tomorrow. Win today. I was talking to a former Navy SEAL, Chad Wright. He was telling me in April, he said, John, a lot of guys don't make it to be a Navy SEAL because they're dreaming for it to end. They're longing for it to be over during Hell Week, right? Just let Hell Week end. He said, the ones who make it just want to make it to breakfast. And when he told me that, I'm like, that's the key to getting through this time and thriving. Win today. Don't worry about tomorrow. Control what you control. Win today. So my motto has been win today. And I'm speaking truth like that every day. And the best is yet to come. I'm not buying the doom and gloom. I'm investing in faith, hope, and love. Now, when we talk like this, people often say, yeah, John, that's positive. And they roll their eyes, especially in New York, right? Being a former New Yorker, you have to really convince them. But what I always tell them is, actually, I'm always a New Yorker. I grew up there, but it's real stuff. This is not Pollyanna positive. This is not about seeing the world through rose-colored glasses. This is knowing that you have the power to overcome the thorns. It's not about ignoring reality. It's about maintaining optimism, belief, and faith in order to create a better reality. And research from Duke University, not far from you, Duke University shows that optimists work harder, get paid more, and are more likely to succeed in business and sports. And what they found was that these optimists, because they believed in a brighter and better future, they took the actions necessary to create it. It became a self-fulfilling prophecy. And so what we believe about this time will determine what we create. So to answer your question practically, talk to yourself, don't listen to yourself, encourage yourself. The word encourage means to put courage into. Believe, wake up every day believing the best is yet to come, even if you don't feel like it. And my key thing that I've done since 2002 is to take a walk of gratitude each day. And while you're walking, you say what you're thankful for, because the research shows you can't be stressed and thankful at the same time. So when you appreciate, you elevate your mood, your performance, and the people around you. And so you got to feed yourself every day so that way you can feed others. Because if you don't have it, you can't share it. So you have to look at this. Look, I'm in a battle here. Sports is a battle. Life is a battle. I'm in a battle. And every day I got to show up. I got to make sure I'm resilient. I'm gritty. I'm positive so I can take on the challenges of this world.
Wow. Wow. Now, I had a whole list of questions to ask you, but I know your time is short. I know we're up against the clock in another podcast for you. But look, John, I love everything you say because it's all so true. And this works. Hey, my kids and even my wife says, Rod, sometimes you're just too positive. And I'm like, that's who I am. And that's it. I think about sports and accomplishments. I think about business and accomplishments, and it all makes sense. But John, people need more of you. They definitely need more of you. And look, you're the first ever Smithtown graduate I would ever say, you need more of this guy. So, John, how do people get more of you? Tell us.
They go to jongordon.com, JON Gordon.com. I'm also on Twitter and Instagram at Jon Gordon 11, JON Gordon 11. And so I'm always sharing encouragement. I'm sharing words to lift people up. And I can't tell you how many people have said to me during this time, man, I really appreciate your post. Thank you so much. A lot of influential people too have been saying that because they've been struggling as well. And the wild thing is I haven't changed my message. It's the same message I've been sharing for the last 15 years, but people are receiving it differently right now based on what everyone is going through. But we also have this, dailypositive.com. We started this during the pandemic, dailypositive.com. You sign up and we share a email encouragement every day, a quote of the day to encourage you. And so I'm really passionate about doing that. And again, it's free. So we just love encouraging people, and we're doing dailypositive.com.
Folks, you heard it here, Mr. Jon Gordon. As I always share with everyone, you know what I'm going to tell you. John just told you exactly what you need to do. So now, but unless you go ahead and apply it and implement it, it's not going to matter because knowing isn't doing. So go ahead and do it. Until next time, this is Rod Santomassimo with The Massimo Show. I want to thank you for listening to this version of The Massimo Show. And please go out and share this with your friends, your colleagues. Heck, share it with your dog. Just share it. And more importantly, just give me some feedback, good, better, and different. We all grow from understanding what our audience wants to hear. So until next time, this is Rod Santomassimo with The Massimo Show. Hey, this is Rod Santomassimo with The Massimo Group. And did you know over the last 12 plus years, We've worked with thousands of independent contractors, solopreneurs, and small business owners in helping them achieve the business and the life that they've always desired. To learn more how we could possibly help you achieve your goals, please visit www.massimo.coach. That's www.massimo.coach.